Alright, welcome back to another Bloomburrow Premier Draft. Today we're going to be starting with the infamous Cruel Claw, which despite being infamous, I almost never see. I think maybe I've drafted it once, and I don't know if I've ever seen it cast on the other side of the board. It is 2 colors, it is a mythic rare, so that does decrease its frequency, but I think it's a pretty good card. 3/3 Menace is a good start, and then whenever you deal combat damage, you get to exile cards from your library and then cast it for free. It's not card advantage because you have to discard a card rather than paying its mana cost. You don't get to pay the mana cost even if you want to, but it is essentially free mana. So you can think about it like every time it hits, you get between 2 to 4 free mana on average, which is pretty strong. It does incentivize going lizards, although you could splash it in some decks. Second pick, we do get a good red card here. I think Rabid Gnaw is pretty premium removal. 2 mana, instant speed, kills most things. Can also double as a combat trick sometimes. Get a little 2-for-1 value. And then there's a few good role players in the lizard deck that we could wheel. We're at a pretty solid start here. We get past a third pick, Kitsa. Could go the Grixis direction. Blue-red splashing Cruel Claw could be interesting. If we were to take a black or red card, it would probably be Scales. This card's pretty good in the lizard deck, which is where we'd want to be. It's kind of an interesting decision point, because third pick Kitsa is a sign that otters, as always, are open. And it is a really powerful card. Scales could wheel, too. And this pack has a lot of good stuff. The Duo, Cake, one of the Crumb and Get-Its will probably get picked. And there's a number of bad cards that would probably get left in the pack. We'll see. I think I'm going to speculate on Kitsa. This pack is kind of weak. Nothing really stands out to me. Hazel's Nocturne is okay. Spark Shooter's okay. Ravine Raider's okay. Skyscraper Duo is just alright. Given what we already have here, if we want to be the blue-red deck, then picking up Spark Shooter is fine. It's playable, and then it will also fit if we're the lizard deck. Whereas if we take one of these mediocre black cards, it wouldn't work with the blue-red strategy as well. So I think I'll take Spark Shooter. I'm not very excited about any of those cards, though. This pack's a little better, and we have some interesting options. It's kind of a late Downwind Ambusher. I think this card is very good. It's also Teapot Slinger and Might of the Meek and Dire Downdraft. Yeah, I think I'll take the Ambusher. Still not quite sure what colors I want to be, but if I'm splashing black for Cruel Claw, this card's pretty splashable as well. So I think it ends up in the deck a high percentage of the time. Okay, now we get past a Flame Cash Gecko. This will be good no matter where we end up. Just pretty happy to take that. I mean, a lot of Grixis cards coming around, so we're definitely in the right color setup here. Yeah, more Grixis stuff coming around here. Do I want Stormcatch Mentor? It's not a card you want to have in a deck that, you know, has a third color of mana. You don't want to draw this with your swamps, for example. But it is the most powerful card. I don't really care for Tempest Angler as much. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Stormcatch Mentor. Here we get a Shore Up. Hidden Grotto I don't like as mana fixing, so I think I'll take the Shore Up here. Sticky Tongue's kind of late, but I don't think we're interested in the green card here. The second Shore Up, I would probably play too. I'm more interested in that than the Mind Drill Assailant. It's good to protect your stuff like Kitsa and Stormcatch Mentor. We did wield the Negotiation. We also wield Kindle Spark Duo. I mean, we have all these shore ups. That's a lot of damage. I think I'll take the Duo. I'm interested. Okay, like I said, the Scales did not wield. Only the bad cards did. Given that, I think I'll take Long Reverse Pull. I really don't like this card, though. The fact that it's double blue and is really only worth using on creature spells, because once you have to give them a card, this card becomes So bad. Skyscraper duo, sure. And dire downdraft. Alright, well, blue is unsurprisingly very open, but we open my good friend Season of Loss. So we might just be abandoning the blue, actually, after all. Could be blue-black, but I think I have to pick this and probably attempt to play it. I think it is the best win rate card in the set, so it would be foolish not to. Could pass to take out the trash, like a Night Fisher. I don't think we want Night Fisher. I'll take the removal spell here. So yeah, it looks like after all that speculation on blue, we might just end up back in the Lizard deck. I want to try the Grixis deck, but we have no mana fixing, and outside of the stuff like Fountainport Bell and the Uncharted Haven, all the fixing's in green, which obviously you don't get access to here. So it seems unwise. We only really have one good blue card, and then we get a Darkstar Augur. Okay, we're doing it. We are doing it. Alright, pick 4, we get past another good black card. Feed the Cycle is a good removal spell here, even without any way to make food. Still just Hero's Downfall. Real ones remember when that was a rare. This pack is definitely a lot weaker. I don't really want Mudflat Village because we have 2 double black non-creature spells that it can't help us cast. That being said, I might still take it just because there's really nothing else that interests me here. Get a Starscape Cleric, Persistent Marshstalker. Do we have any synergy with either of those? Not really. And by not really, I mean not at all. I think I'll take the Cleric. I think it has more upside than the Marshstalker. I think this is a better 2-drop. The Marshstalker just gets blocked by all these like 1/1 offspring tokens that are constantly sitting around. And this flies over those, so you actually get in probably more damage on average, even though it has less power. And then this also is much better in the late game, because you can cast it with offspring. Alright, we get past another Flame Cash Gecko. I will take as many of these as I get past. Reminds me of the good old Burning Tree Emissary, one of my favorite cards from Gatecrash. And that if you get a hand with a bunch of these, obviously these need a little bit of enabling, but you can just play them all out. It's pretty sick. Okay, we got a choice between Roughshot Duo, Intimidator, Cleric. Cleric I consider because we have a Starscape Cleric, which is a pretty good combo. These two are so average. I think I'm going to take the Cleric. Oh, wow. Okay, we get past Savor, or Wheel, actually. Savor, Starscape Cleric, and Sinister Monolith. I guess nobody is drafting bats. I think I'm going to grab the Savor, although I really want... We have good removal already. 3 removal spells. These are like so good in multiples if you enable them. I don't know. There's no way we could play black-white at this point, right? Unless... Wow, 2 Star Charters. 2 Starscape Clerics. Okay, this pack, I think we're going to grab a Nocturnal Hunger. Probably wheel the Monolith to go with our Cleric if we want it. But good to grab a removal spell here after I passed on Savor for this with no synergies. Not sure if that was the right pick, but this felt like it had more upside. It was more interesting in that respect. We really do want to pick up some life gain, because now we have the 2 Clerics and the Augur that really want you to gain life. Here we can grab a Brazen Collector. One of my favorite 2-drops. Just really hard to block, and it's rare that you get that kind of mana ramp in this style of deck. Another Flame Cache Gecko. I won't pass on that. We're 17. We are a little short playables because we picked up all these blue cards. But I'd really like to avoid splashing because our mana is not very good right now. We have a lot of cheap early red cards and then like, 4 double black cards. 5 if you count these Offspring guys. It's not great. Oh, and feed the cycle 6. Okay. Oof. Yeah, can't really afford to splash. So we need to pick up 6 more playables, which, we get to look at 4 more cards or 5 more cards and then wheel a few. So we should get there. Worst comes to worst, we could add like a Corpse Fairy Cultivator to the deck or a Mind Drill Assailant. Okay, we have the option between second Ambusher, second Collector, second Nocturnal Hunger. That's an interesting choice. So how much removal do we have right now? 4 good removal spells, and then our Downwind Ambusher. I think I just want another 2-drop. We only have 4 2-drops right now, and these will just be, these are really good with the Gecko because they're hard to block. Really wish I had the Scales of Shale now over this Kitsa, but c'est la vie. Get a Quake Tusk Boar and a Cindering Cutthroat. Guess we'll continue to make our mana unplayable by taking a double red card here. Where? Oh man, I want to splash that, but I don't think I can. I could just take the Cleric to go as my Starscapes. It's probably fine. I think I have enough 2-drops now. I don't really want Bonebind. I can grab a Cindering Cutthroat over a Spark Shooter. Saver or Glide Dive Duo? Well, we already have a lot of 5-drops. I think I'm going to take the Saver. Did wield a Monolith. I think I'll play it. That's our 23rd playable. Stargaze, I don't think I want. Yeah, I think this is the deck right here. Just going to add 9 swamps, 8. Wow, we wheeled down in Hampshire. Okay, maybe I'll make the adjustment of cutting a 4-drop here then. So we ended up with kind of a strange deck. It's technically black-red, but we don't have that many lizards or lizard payoffs. It's almost like a black bat deck spliced with a red aggro. But I think it'll work. We didn't end up with a lot of life gain. That is one issue. I'm not sure about this Kindle Spark Duo, actually. I guess like 4 ways to gain life. 3 of them are, 3 of them are repeatable. It's not horrible. Let's see, non-creature spells, 5 instants, 1 sorcery, 1 artifact. Yeah, let's see if we have something better than Kindle Spark. I think I'd rather have Spark Shooter, honestly. And yep, I think this is the deck as is. Let's try it out. Alright, we got our hand here. It is on the draw, but I think it'll work. It'll definitely be better on the play because the Collector is much more likely to get through and then play the turn 3 Spark Shooter. Active Assassin. That is rather unfortunate because it completely walls Brazen Collector, but what are you going to do sometimes? Maybe he'll attack with it. Because we have 3 4-drops, it would be really nice to be able to ramp out one of them. Alright, he's attacking. I will take the damage. Am I getting Thoughtstalkered maybe? Yep. Well, the good news is that we have 3 good 4-drops and that the Warlock does not block our Collector, so it's not the end of the world. I wonder if they're going to take Augur or Spark Shooter. I can't imagine. Monolith seems like the weakest card here. I'm going to take Augur. Okay. Well, I'm going to attack. They could chump block to stop my Spark Shooter, but they wisely do not. So I will play the Spark Shooter here. Next turn we can run out the Monolith pre-combat, get our 1 damage trigger, get ourselves some life. Alright, Moonrise Cleric, no attacks. Or are they going to attack with the Warlock? Down to 16. Draw an Ambusher. Not a bad draw here, actually. Do I want to just play the Monolith, though? Let's see. So if I play the Monolith, attack with the Spark Shooter, they go to 14, I go to 17. They untap. They can attack me with everything. So I'd take 6 down to 13 and they go up to 16. Or, yeah, up to 16. I don't love that. Maybe I shouldn't attack. Or I could attack with both. They're probably not going to block. I think I'll just play the Monolith and then pass. Feels kind of weird not to attack with my 4/4, but it holds back their entire board. So that's the reasoning. Starseer Mentor. Okay, we're at a bit of an impasse here. Can't attack, but we do have the Monolith, which is good. And now we have a Quake board as well. Let's see. So I can attack with the Spark Shooter. If they double block it with, say, Cleric and Warlock, I'd win that combat pretty well. If they block with Mentor plus a small creature, I'd eat the small creature, deal a little damage to the Mentor, and finish it with the Ambusher. So I think the attack with the Spark Shooter is pretty good here. The only annoying block would be triple block with the small creatures, which might happen. But that gets blown up by a removal spell pretty badly. Like if you triple block with the small creatures, I could just kill one of the 2 power guys and then my Spark Shooter would live. So they wisely decide not to block, and I will play the post-combat Quake Boar on defense. Because it has reach for some reason, who knows why. 6 land, Lunar Convocation, okay. That complicates things a little. They're going to get to draw cards. And another Assassin, but they have no good attacks because my 5/5 reach. Well, they're going to sack an Assassin to get a trigger so that their Lunar Convocation goes off. Which is fair. Oh, and Starseer Mentor goes off. Pretty cool. I will take the 3 damage. Draw another Ambusher. Okay. So, things are definitely getting a little tricky here. How do I want to proceed? I don't want to just sit back, but if I send like both the Boar and the Spark Shooter, I get hit for a lot of damage on the way back. Maybe that's still the appropriate course of action though. The Lunar Convocation is just going to be too annoying to deal with if I sit here, don't do anything. I've got to try to make things complicated with these ambushers. They have a lot of options for the blocks. I can't even... Too many permutations to deal with, so... as the old saying goes, math is for blockers. Alright, that block is fine. Sure, so I will ambusher the Cleric and eat both of them. So they take 5, lose both their creatures. Seems pretty good for me. And now they're in a tough spot. I can get in for 3 with the Mentor, that's kind of free. But then what do you do from there? Because using the Lunar Convocation, then your life total is becoming dangerously low. The Agate Blade Assassin can't really attack without just dying to the Ambusher in combat. Alright, so they're going to get in for the 4 damage. Makes sense. Down to 10. Starlit Soothsayer. And they drew a removal spell. That makes things a lot easier for them, for sure. Draw land. Okay. So let's say I attack with everything here. You'd imagine that the 2/2 would block the Ambusher, and then you'd maybe see a double block on the Spark Shooter. I think that favors me. So we are going to play land, go to combat, put them to 5, attack with everything. And see what they do. It is tricky here though, because going to 1 against a Sinister Monolith doesn't feel correct, but if you do the blocks as outlined, then my Downwind Ambusher feasts, because I turn the Mentor into a 2/4. I eat that, the Spark Shooter doesn't die. They're left with a 1/3 and a 1/1. They're at 3 life. I'll have these 2 creatures in play. And the Spark Shooter. Alright, so they're going to go Mentor on Ambusher. And then double block the Spark Shooter. Now they're going to block the Collector. Go to 1. Okay. So do I want to use Ambusher to... Oh, they're changing it. Okay. So they're going to leave my Ambusher unblocked and then do this. That's probably a good play, actually. So, yeah, now I have the option. I can use my Ambusher to finish off the Mentor or save my Collector. I think I'll finish off the Mentor. Out the Cleric. And pass. And now we got them under the Sinister Monolith. We have 3 lethal attackers. They can't use their Convocation. It's looking pretty grim. All right, on to game 2. Alright, on the play, pretty good hand here. With the turn 2 Brazen Collector, turn 3 Spark Shooter, potential curve out. And we can also use Flame Cache Gecko to sort of filter red mana into double black for the Cleric. So we spend red on this and get back red-black. Might let us cast this. Our opponent runs out the turn 1 Vine Lasher. Which means they probably have a pretty aggressive start. with a 2-drop into a 3-drop. So let's play our collector here. It's pretty important this lives. If this gets savored, we're definitely in a much worse spot because we don't really have a good play next turn. But they're going to let it live, which I like. Yeah, attack for 2. And run out Spark Shooter. I could have played Gecko and then Spark Shooter, but again, I wanted to save this to maybe give us double black for the Moonrise Cleric. Which I could have done this turn as well. Actually, maybe that would have been the better play. So they have the Nocturnal Hunger for our guy. I can play the post-combat Quake Dust Boar or just Flame Cash Gecko. Plus Cleric here. I think I'll run out the boar post-combat. If they have another removal spell, then so be it. They do. Give us another food. Draw Starscape Cleric. That's pretty good here. So let's attack for 2. Let's play the Flame Cash Gecko. And then run this out with Offspring. And we have 2 food, courtesy of the Nocturnal Hunger. So they gave us the food to avoid losing 2 life, but the food is going to cost them 2 life each time. Mind Drill Assailant. That does stop our attacks until we kill it with Nocturnal Hunger. Hold on, I want to give them a food. So they take 7 here. And we're going to play Moonrise Cleric. Next turn, we can crack both foods. Thistle triggers. That's 6 just off Starscape Cleric triggers. Plus we have 5 attackers that will be lethal. The Vine Lasher has dealt 8 damage to me at this point, which is kind of funny. Let's go to combat. Sideways, trigger. They're gonna Galewind Moose. Yeah, that's not gonna do it, unfortunately. Alright, thank you for the food, kind sir. Alright, on the play, we got a Flame Cash Gecko and good curve, so I'm not going to complain. First appearance of the Cruel Claw here. See how he does. Alright, Flame Cash Gecko, no value. Sucks to suck, but need to play a 2-drop. Opponent also on the black-red deck with a Agate Blade Assassin. Okay. I'll attack, see if they want to block. They do. Fair enough. Here is the infamous Cruel Claw. They're likely to have a removal spell, but, you know, not a lot I can do about it. But if they don't, I get to... Rate. That only does 2 damage? Hello? Alright. Well, look, I swear I'm not playing against paid actors. I swear these are real people. They're not bots. Unfortunately, 1+1. Alright, on the play, decent hand. So we'll keep it. Again, turn 2 Flame Cash Gecko, no value, so sad. Turn 1 Ravine Raider from our opponents, maybe another mirror match. Run out one of the geckos here. Next turn we might be able to go Gecko into Gnaw, their follow-up play. Take the one, other black white, okay. Warren Elder, sure. Draw Moonrise Cleric, alright. I will offer this trade. And play the Cleric post-combat, since we didn't deal them any damage. Won't use the Gecko just yet. Take one. Might get Thoughtstalkered. Yes, I'm 2 for 2 in predicting the Thoughtstalker. Not that it's particularly complicated prediction. Wonder what they take. Probably the removal spell, or maybe the Quake Dust Boar, if they don't have their own removal spell. I was thinking about it. Take the Gecko, okay. Well, since I drew a land, I'm just going to play the Sinister Monolith here pre-combat. Get my trigger, attack for 2. Back up to 20 for now. I don't think I'm going to crack it right away. Might want to get more triggers. Depends what I draw. Alright, Vine Lasher is pretty scary. I'm going to take 5 damage this turn. At least I gain 2 a turn off this current setup here. So we draw Flame Cash Gecko. Okay. It's not terrible. Well, I think I'm going to get my trigger, attack for 2, gain another life. Play Flame Cash Gecko. And then, do I want a Rabid Gnaw or do I want a Monolith? I think I'm going to Monolith here. Because if I draw land, which I do, I can play Quake Dust Boar out as a blocker. I have a Carrot Cake, okay. Doesn't really bother me. Alright, land down to 13. I'm gonna use their Carrot Cake or play a card. Alright, I have a Feed the Cycle for my boar. So I take another 3 damage down to 10. Don't love it. We draw the Cruel Claw. Okay. Well, I think our Cleric's gonna keep attacking, and we'll just add 2 creatures to the board here. It declines to upkeep the Carrot Cake. They thought about it, but didn't want to. See, I have pretty good blocks here. They don't have good attacks necessarily. And the Moonrise Cleric is doing a lot of damage to their life total. They have a Stoat. That's fine. And pass? I would like to see that. Okay. I'm going to start by looting here. Or rummaging. Another land. Okay. So I would like to be able to hit with my Cruel Claw. But they know about the Rabid Gnaw, which makes it a little hard to do. Well, we're going to try anyways. It doesn't do anything on defense, just a random 3/3. I'm curious to see how they block here. Maybe double chump the Cruel Claw, because it kind of sucks to lose like 4 because you have to put 4 creatures pretty much to be able to kill it. Like this. I guess this functions because the Ravine Raider, huh? Okay. Yeah, that's a good block to make for sure. I guess I will kill the Stoat while we're here. So I can at least eat the Raider and the Warlock. He should pump to save the rabbit. So their board's now a lot less scary. They have no good attacks. Our life total's not that low. It's going to depend what they draw, basically. Life Creed Duo. Okay, it's a little annoying. And they're going to pass. Alright, we will start by rummaging. Draw another mountain. Okay, well, I can attack with Collector and Cleric. They want to trade multiple things for the Collector, that's fine. They're up to 14. They're going to take 4. I will go ahead and do this right now. Another land, okay. Well, the Gecko is putting in overtime getting rid of these lands. Play another Collector. Say go. Waxwing Witness is annoying. Now I can't attack anymore. So we're at a bit of an impasse. Down to 12. Draw. Ooh, Downwind Ambusher. Maybe now I can still attack then. Alright, yep. I'm going to attack with Cleric, Collector, Collector again. Because the Downwind Ambusher can use First Strike to kill the Witness when it gets blocked. Alright, so we'll kill the Vine Lasher token and the Rabbit token. And we'll go to First Strike damage. And then we will finish off the Waxwing Witness. And lose 1 Brazen Collector. We have no 1-drops in the deck, so I don't think there's any reason to do this right now. I'll just pass. Is it a Seed Pod Squire? Sure. And a land. Alright, down to 12. Make that 11. I'll do my rummage. Another land, okay. There's a good draw. Starscape Cleric. Alright. Just attack with the Ambusher. Can trade for these two or for the Squire. Okay, that's fine. Run out the Starscape Cleric with Offspring. Say go. Now they have their own Starscape Cleric. That is pretty scary here. So I'm going to take 4. Don't love it. And potentially 3 more from their Seed Pod Squire here. Well, I'm going to take it. Draw another Starscape Cleric, okay. Does that help me at all, though? So obviously if they draw a creature, I would die next turn. So if I play out my own Cleric, I will gain 1 life. which will deal them 4. Attack with everything. They can only block 1 creature. So I'm 1 off lethal? Wow. That's kind of disappointing, huh? So I can put them to 1. But then I would be dead on the way back, so we can't really do that. I think we need to rummage. Another land. Alright, we did draw a saver. That might save us here. I can't tell. Well, this forces them to block with Life Creed Duo. Oh, I'm still dead then. It's so close. No. Okay, this can't be correct then. I probably actually shouldn't have attacked with this. I was just thinking, well, I can't block him, might as well send it. Alright, put him to 6, say go. Well, they drew a Moonrise Cleric, so... Unfortunate. Close game there. They had a series of decent top decks, while we only exclusively drew lands. I guess that's why they're in Diamond and we're only in Platinum. Alright, on the play. Turn 2 Gecko. Turn 3 Cleric. Opponent has a turn 1 Sunshower Druid. Okay. Into turn 2 Pronged Prophet. Pretty good frog start over there. Just going to run out Moonrise Cleric. Say go. Hopefully they don't have an enabler to pick these guys up. That's probably asking too much. Alright, well they pass with 3 mana. I'm going to play a land. Attack with my Cleric. Or try to. We're going to run away together. Yeah, I guess I'll let it happen. Replay the Cleric and say go. Pretty tough to get kind of basically time walked there, but I didn't really want to use the Nocturnal Hunger on the Pawn Prophet. Alright. Starscape Cleric could be pretty good here. This turn we can just go attack for 2. I'm going to hold the Gecko because it doesn't attack on the ground, and we might need it to filter double red for the Quake Tusk Boar at some point. It's going to be Cleric Beatdown, though, from this point on. I'm going to save the Nocturnal Hunger to kill a Reach Blocker. Alright, well, kind of getting run over by frogs right now. Tree Guard Duo into 1 mana Polywallop being a pretty good play. Guess I'll attack for 2 and play Gecko and then board post-combat. Oh, this doesn't even work. Whoops. Right, this can only help us with black mana, not with red. Alright, whatever. Guess I should have also then played this. Junk Blade Bruiser, okay. Alright, we'll double block the Duo and attempt to Nocturnal Hunger the Bruiser. Yeah, I guess I need to save my Gecko here. Take the 6 down to 8. Draw a Brazen Collector. It's not spectacular. I think we're pretty screwed here. I'm just going to concede. Can't really cast any of our spells or do anything, unfortunately. Alright, on the draw, we got a decent hand here. Blacksmith's Talent on the play. Don't love it. Removal spell's good though, that could help. Alright, don't mind seeing Hoarder's Overflow. I think this card might be the worst card in the set, honestly. You have to do so much, and then your reward is that you spend 4 mana and maybe draw a few cards. If there were basically any other 2-mana spell they cast there, I'd be much more concerned. I'm going to start on Gecko. I could have played Starscape Cleric as well. Would have been a decent option. So it lets me attack next turn to trigger my other Gecko. But I kind of want to save it for the 5 mana option. Level up talent, okay. They just managed to spend 6 mana and add nothing to the actual board here, which I don't mind seeing. Attack for 2. Gecko number 2 and Cleric. So we can go turn 4 Monolith, turn 5 Starscape Cleric. That would be pretty nice. Seed Glaive Mentor. Okay, that's pretty good here. Probably gonna have to kill that. Attack me for 5. I'll take it. Oh, it doesn't even want to attack. Okay. Well, let's kill it then. Attack for 6. Do they have a Bravekin Duo? And they're going to equip the sword automatically here. And pass. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just going to attack. I don't really want to Rabbit Gnaw the Bravekin Duo. I kind of don't care about it. I'm going to play Brazen Collector so that I can cast a 4-drop next turn, even if I don't hit a land. Okay. If they use a trick, I will use the Rabbit Gnaw, though. Okay, that's fine. Here is Brazen Collector, say go. Rabbit Gnaw really good with Collector, making it a 3-power first striker. Oftentimes blows out a block, and then you can eat another creature as well. Alright, level up talent. I think that's going to be too slow. Probably need to commit more to board at this stage in the game. Let's attack for 4. And then kind of an interesting option here of, do we play the Cleric for 2 mana? Ambusher is just a 4/2. That would be kind of interesting. Or do we play the post-combat Monolith? Could also hold up these removal spells. I think I'll play the post-combat Monolith, as weird as it looks. And I don't think I'm going to use it right away. I think I will wait. Now, if they have a big lifelinker... Okay, that is not a big lifelinker. If they had a big lifelinker and they gave it double strike and haste, then they could definitely still win this game. Yeah, you really need to like put creatures on the board for any of this to do anything. The no creature plan did not work out, sort of unsurprisingly here. Would not recommend putting these cards in your deck if you can avoid it. Alright, on the draw with an interesting hand. Brazen Collector, 2 geckos and take out the trash, along with 2 mountains. I'll definitely keep it. The Collector gets us to our 3rd mana, and the geckos fix us for black mana. So, this hand functions. Raccoon Rallier is fine. That is something our Collector can attack through. If we, next turn we can actually cast Augur, because we go land, attack. If we get the damage in, we can go Gecko, Gecko, Augur, which is kind of an insane turn. Turn 3. Paw Patch Recruit is just a 2/1. That's fine. They're going to pass. Okay. I drew a Swamp, so didn't have to do the flex play. Here's my attack. A double block can't be good here, right? So I just kill the Raccoon Rallier, and then I still first strike this. Do I want to loot? I guess I'll loot a land. I kind of don't need it. And go Gecko. Oh, I didn't deal damage, so I can't double Gecko. That's fine. Roughshod Duo, that's also fine. Draw Cruel Claw. Okay. Let's attack. Sure. Then I think I'll just play out the Darkstar Augur with Offspring. Okay, making sure I sequence my cards correctly. Blacksmith Talent, yep, that's not going to help you. Trigger, Trigger. That's our most expensive card. It's okay. Don't think the life loss will matter this game, to be honest. Throw a Cruel Claw on the board here. I really don't think there's anything that saves them. Yep, they're just going to concede. I like our selection of 2-drops in this deck. They're both mana ramp and fixing. Which is kind of strange out of a black-red deck, but... Alright, on the play. Definitely going to keep this. Hope to draw a Brazen Collector. That would be very nice here. They have Swamp and... Bone Cache over here? No, Ruthless Negotiation. Do I want to get rid of Savor, take out the trash? I don't think it's a land or any of the creatures. I guess Savor just kills fewer things than Take Out the Trash does. We will discard it. Say go. Starscape Cleric, sure. I have Island Swamp up. I'm still going to just play this out. They could kill it or counter it. They don't do either. Okay. I don't mind if they use Removal Spell on this, because then the Augur should be pretty strong. They just Mind Whisker. So I am going to get to Cruel Claw. First time in the video. Well, let's start by doing that. Why not? Can cast this for free by discarding a card. Alright, well, I'll discard the Swamp then. Play the Gecko. Trigger. And then... Oh, I don't get the mana. Oh, that's fine. I can do this Rabbit Gnaw right now if I want. Or just take out the trash. And then I will just play this with no Offspring because I discarded my Swamp somewhat irresponsibly. That's fine. I sort of forgot this was mid-combat and this mana doesn't stay there. They didn't really format this card for putting it in to play mid-combat. Alright, now I really need to hit a land so I can Rabbit Gnaw this. We do. We are simply better. Attack. Trigger. Season of Loss. This does nothing. I'm going to decline. Forgot we had Season of Loss in the deck, to be honest, until now. It's the first time we've seen it. We have a Glide Dive Duo. Okay. It does block my creatures for now. Spark Shooter is fine. Monolith. Okay. I'm just going to attack with my Cruel Claw. See what we hit. Oh, a Quake Dust Boar. I'll cast that. Discarding... What's this? Brazen Collector has outlived its usefulness. And let's also play this Spark Shooter out. Attack with these three. You know what? I could probably attack with everything. They're at 7. We have 2 menace attackers that present lethal. Okay, they have a Downwind Ambusher. Give something -1/-1. Target the boar. Okay, I mean that's lethal damage, so we'll take it. And we are playing for the trophy, 6-2 here, with the Cruel Claw at the helm. On the play, with the Cruel Claw, on deck, ready to go. Our opponent has Plains and a 1-drop. Is it Warren Guard or Bravekin? Or nothing, okay. Whatever it was, they elected not to do it. Here's Gecko. They have Agate Blade Assassin, okay. So I could kill it. I think I will just attack. If they want to block, they can. Okay. I'm going to play an infamous Cruel Claw post-combat here. Next turn, we can kill it, and then we can Flame Catch Gecko. They have a Banishing Light for a Cruel Claw, okay. See if they attack. No attacks. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, let's kill it. Attack for 2. Play another Gecko, and then use the Rummage off the mana. Okay. They're on Abzan mana here. They have a Thornvault Forager. It's fine. Alright, draw Brazen Collector. Interesting. Guess I'll just start with an attack for 4 here. Looks like they have Sonar Strike. Yeah, that's fine. See if they want to trade as well. Okay. So there go our Rummagers. Just a little unfortunate, but I will just play out the cards I have here. Poor Bell. Are they getting a land? I might need double color of black, it looks like. Okay. I have a Sword Master, which does block my Brazen Collector, except we've drawn a Saber, so actually I'm just going to attack with both here. If they want a double block, I will Saber 1/2 and eat the other. I have a Share Pot, sure. Last card. Innkeeper's Talent. Okay. Well, we just need to dodge any creature draw for the next, like, 5 turns and we'll be fine. Easy, right? So we draw land. Yeah, I don't think we're winning this one. It's my hot take. What's scarier? If they just Share Pot my flyer next turn, or if they play a creature? Probably a creature. But the order doesn't really matter. Okay, Nettle Guard. That works. That is a good creature. It's going to be a 5/3 right away. We need to draw a spell. That is not a bad one. I'm just going to do this right now. Technically, we could wait with the Brazen Collector and try to win the combat, but if he just puts more counters on it, then I'll never be able to kill it, so I think it's worth getting in the 3 damage right now. Pass. They have a land, so they're going to Share Pot my Cleric and then go down to 5. They have a food back up to 8. We're going to need some good draws here, but we at least have a chance. Either good draws or they just rip land, land, land. Or some combination of both of those things. Quake Tuskboar. Speaking of good draws, how about a 5/5 Trample with haste? Okay, say go. What you got? A removal spell. Okay. The Calamity Beast has been repelled. We draw land. Oh, we still might lose after that amazing top deck. We need to dodge a land draw here, or a spell, a creature. That's a creature, unfortunately. It's going to be a 4/4 right away, so no hope of attacking through it. Draw another land. Darn. Turns out the Quake Dust Boar was false hope. Draws Caretaker's Talent. Does that do anything right now? No? Okay, that's fine then. Soothsayer's up to a 6/6, but it can't attack. Draw a Moonrise Cleric. Okay, this will win if he has nothing. Land? You drew land? Yes, good game. Unless this doesn't do anything, right? Okay. Good game. Wow, what a close one. And Brazen Collector across the finish line for the last 2 points of damage. The trophy streak now at 4 in Premier Draft. We've lost 3 games in the last 32, which is pretty good. These red aggro decks have been really good too. They just seem perfectly suited to the best of 1 meta, which I don't mind. I prefer to play red aggro decks above all else. Anyways, thank you for watching this Bloomburrow draft, and I'll see you in the next one.